Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Dear Kid, the review, and yeah, I'm wearing the colors because these guys are wearing the colors, and yeah, we're in for something big, and hopefully they can actually pull this one off. So we got our third trailer for Avengers Doomsday, and funny enough, this is an X-Men trailer, which I thought, oh, it's been rumored that it was a Doctor Doom trailer, but also you can't get rid of leaks, especially when movie theaters are the easy ones. Where I'm like, there's a reason why these trailers are leaking, and part of me is like, it's not just the people doing it. Like, oh, we're just stealing footage from Disney slash 20th Century Studios. But I'm like, wait a minute, it's the projectionists at theaters because they get the trailers, and once whenever I wouldn't say whenever they get a new like film reel because I assume that it's the same one, but I don't even know if a lot of theaters are actually switching it up because I saw Avatar and didn't even get like a teaser for anything again because I was like, okay, I didn't see the first 10 minutes, I might as well watch it again. And no Avengers trailer, more Mandalorian and Grogu, which I'm like, I'm not upset about it. But then again, if you're gonna tease trailers, what what the hell, Jersey? This trailer is mostly going to be talking about the X-Men, and I might as well just be advised in this trailer. And I guess spoilers, or not in this case spoilers, because this has been years in the making. So I might as well just start it like this.
Previously on X-Men.
Last time we really saw the X-Men was in Days of Future Past. Timeline wise, I'm not counting Dark Phoenix since all that takes place in the past. And the most current X-Men timeline movie was Days of Future Past, where Logan went back in time, fixed the past, restored it, and everybody from the Fox universe who died, like Cyclops, Jean, Professor X, everybody's back to normal and everything is still fine in the mansion. One can assume the timeline ended up fine and they end up living their lives, but sooner or later, you gotta remember that, yeah, not everything is peaceful. Now, this is where I got to get technical with the timeline because Logan was the next, I wouldn't say next movie, but I guess you can count Deadpool as the next movie in that timeline period. But I'm going to be talking about Logan first mostly. Logan took place a couple years after Days of Future Past, where all the mutants had died off. Logan and Charles Xavier are the only ones left. X-23 was there to carry on the, I wouldn't say passing of the torch, but in this case, she was the spawn of a new mutant gene that was going on out there that they were infecting women with the mutant X gene, but gave birth to half mutants, where some of them aren't actually natural born mutants, where some of them were infected with some of the serum from previous mutants in the X-Men movies, where some of them was one from was Logan, one was I can't remember his name, but Will I Am's character from X-Men Origins. Logan tragically dies just saving his daughter, and all the Fox movies, all the history has been put to rest here till a couple of years ago. Deadpool and Wolverine revitalized that, and instead of that Logan coming back from the grave, which they already advised that he wasn't coming back, Deadpool decided to, you know what, I might as well just get another Wolverine played by Hugh Jackman. But in this case, it's actually comic accurate Wolverine, which based on the jacket I'm kind of wearing, which I kind of took off the sleeves because I feel like I had to. That version of Wolverine is in the main MCU timeline, but also not really in the timeline, which is the Fox universe, but also kind of doesn't make sense since after they did the whole thing by stopping Cassandra Nova, Logan, that version technically, is in Deadpool's world, but I'm not sure whether or not that is actually the Fox timeline because that would mean there's two Wolverines in the same timeline walking around. Long story short, Deadpool and Wolverine is a factor in revitalizing the X-Men, but the original cast of the X-Men, bringing out Patrick Stewart, Charles Xavier, also Ian McKellen's Magneto, which I'm not gonna lie, I thought Days of Future Past was gonna be the end of him till they announced him, and I thought, okay, but also I wonder how's his story gonna play because there are some characters there that should be there but that aren't. You don't have Quicksilver and a Scarlet Witch lying around in this movie somewhere, but I guess that might make sense in their world because also I kind of want to ignore little Easter eggs from Deadpool and Wolverine, but also Quicksilver's dead technically. But as for this movie, let's see what's going to be the thing that's bringing him into the fight because I know there was some leaked footage out there of you already saw Cyclops in the suit shooting up his optic beams. You see the mansion all deserted and some stuff going on, which who knows if this is supposed to be like the intro of those characters coming into the MCU, or is it their world being destroyed again? Who knows? All I can say is, let's get to the trailer.
Death comes for us all.
Hmm.
That's all I know for sure. The question isn't
School for the
Are you
Gifted.
prepared to die? The question is, who will you be when you close your eyes?
Classic chess playing. This is the thing I also wanted to notice about their designs. In the main event. Boom! That was different. Same thing as the previous trailers where we're seeing a group of characters, or should I say the teams? I wouldn't say the teams, but also technically we're seeing like reintroductions to characters that we already know, but also what story or what part will they play in this? This one, it doesn't show a lot exactly. We get to see key moments with Charles and Eric, which funny enough, Magneto's design in this, I already know that there was a leaked bag that showed off the what all the characters are gonna look like. Like the main Fantastic Four are gonna have like sports jackets or something. But some of the X-Men character designs are I'm like, okay, some of them look almost like what I would expect because the first one we did kind of technically see was Beast in the Marvels, which he's all blue CGI, almost like the Hulk. But the fact that he also had like the shorts, I said, oh, so they're going classic like X-Men the animated series style. They did that before with Professor X and Multiverse of Madness, giving him the hover chair and the green suit, even to the point where they actually gave him like the waves, like the same way they gave Spider-Man the Spidey senses in No Way Home. They kind of did give Charles Xavier the whole beam waving when he's doing the Magneto's design here almost looks like what they did in X-Men 97, give him like the long hair. I don't even know if he's gonna be wearing exactly like the purple outfit with the M on it, but if they try to do that design in live action, I'd be like, that's a decent design, but also something I would have expected from Magneto. I know they did it before in the original movies where they gave him like the purple and red, but I kind of want to see them actually give Magneto like the helmet with like the horns on top. It's like, yeah, it's been there. We already know like the helmet himself is iconic, but I kind of want to see something more like, yeah, if this is the one chance we actually get these Fox characters in common accurate costumes, that'd be the one aspect I could actually want them to do. But the biggest one everybody's talking about is Cyclops, which, funny enough, he's actually doing like the intro to the cartoon where you just take off his beams and just shooting up in the sky. Who knows what happened to the mansion or what's going on in Westchester? Because I feel like, wait a minute, something it's either Doctor Doom because there has been set photos of a fight within the X Mansion where we kind of do see Wong meet up with Cyclops. I did notice a giant foot in the background. Who knows if that could be a Sentinel? We've seen Sentinels before in Days of Future Past, but also in X3 for a brief glance in the training room. A part of me wants to say they actually went accurate with those designs because I feel like if they're going to do X-Men in the MCU, or should I say Marvel's version of X-Men finally bringing them back in and actually getting the liberty to do whatever they want, I feel like the same way they did Wolverine, where you can look at Wolverine in the early movies and say, oh, this is more grounded, this is more realistic. But when you look at Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine exactly, and you see the way he's fighting, the way he jumps, the way he hurdles at Deadpool, it's like, oh, so all that realism is gone, and whatever we're going to be seeing from these characters is going to be more exaggerated and more actually comic accurate. Like, I'm dead ass. If I see Cyclops just shoot an optic beam and he just moves away from it, or if he just shoots himself at something, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna believe it, and I'm still gonna love it because I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna be one of those guys saying it too. Cyclops in the early movies, you could just say, yeah, they did not care about this guy whatsoever. The leader of the X Men, who should have been the leader from the trilogy to maybe what could have been after Apocalypse, was just thrown to the side and it was just main there for Wolverine because everybody loves Wolverine. Not that it's a problem, but I feel like, yeah, if we're gonna be really accurate, Wolverine is technically not the leader of the X-Men. And the way he's been leading these movies, like, yeah, it's not my fault that Hugh Jackman is good at it. But my thing is that, yeah, let's go back to comic accuracy and the fact that some of these characters are actually being reintroduced the way they should be is cool because the same way it happened in X-Men 97. Because I rewatched the old X-Men cartoon just back to back before that series, and I thought, yeah, he should be a leader. He shouldn't just be crying over Jean. Speaking of that, I don't want to say it now, but I feel like this intro or whatever we're going to be seeing from this universe is going to be either the deaths of X-Men again, or should I say the deaths of the people who chose not to come into this movie, because I feel like either they could have brought everybody back, but then again, there I don't know if it's a way of them keeping secrecy, but I know the ones that are confirmed for this movie. But then again, there are those characters where I'm like, where's Jean? Where's Storm? Where's Bobby? Where's Rogue? A couple of them haven't even been announced for this, and part of me is like, they wanted to keep this down to a few X-Men the same way you have a few Avengers. Also, speaking of a few X-Men not in this movie, I wonder where Deadpool or Wolverine might factor into this thing, because I feel like, yeah, you have Charles, you have Eric, but you also need Logan there to be like, where's Wolverine? Or in this case, their version of Wolverine dies, and the Deadpool and Wolverine versions we saw in that movie are the ones that are going to be going into this adventure. A common thread with the X-Men movies is that the timeline doesn't matter and you just go into it as if it was the next sequel. All there is to say is I kind of like this trailer, and also the fact that we're seeing the X-Men now interacting with the Marvel Cinematic Universe full of characters that aren't just mutants. We didn't get to fully experience what that would have been like in Deadpool and Wolverine, but now that we're in an Avengers movie and seeing all these characters come together, it's kind of cool to see the OG characters actually get reintroduced or introduced to a couple of characters we already know. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. All my social media is down in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.